Hello everyone, this is Jan. It's Friday night, 8:30, and I'm still here in my apartment in Bangkok, and I haven't shot a video yet. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about what I've done today. So today I shot the video entirely in Thai with my Thai teacher on day 19. I know I'm supposed to shoot this video on day 21, but I will be on an airplane to Hong Kong this Sunday, so we shot that video today. I think went pretty well. It was very spontaneous. Well, you will be able to see it yourself on Sunday. Then yesterday I uploaded this video in which I spoke about how much money you need as a traveler if you want to travel the world non-stop, and I got a lot of positive comments on that. Many people felt enlightened, I guess, by the answer I gave them. Most people thought that you needed much more. They need much more money in order to travel the world non-stop. So today I'm going to talk a little bit more about traveling. So a little bit more about what I've done in the past. In the past, I've moved around quite a bit. I lived in Brazil, I think in total for 6 months, where I learned the language. Spent 2 months in Korea, half a year in Indonesia, 3 months in Costa Rica, 2 years in China, all combined, even 3 months in Morocco. And let's talk a little bit about which countries are really worth visiting, or which countries are really good value for money from the countries where I've been. I think in general that Latin America is pretty good value for money, especially countries like Colombia and Mexico. It's cheap, people are friendly. Some people might be a little bit scared to go there because of all the things that you hear in the news about drugs, wars in Mexico, but also in Colombia. I think the reality is that if you go there as a tourist or as someone that goes there to learn the language, is that the chance that you are involved in these incidents is very small. If you use common sense. So what I mean is you're not gonna walk on the street with a Rolex in a dangerous area at 1 o'clock in the middle of Mexico City, or in a dangerous neighborhood in Mexico City. But I think using common sense, that's something that you should do everywhere. Always pay attention. Always pay attention to where you are, and also listen to advice of locals. I used to do that in Brazil as well, and I think if you do that, the chance that you get mugged or robbed or whatever is not very big. Of course it can happen, but you know, if it happens, then you just give your money, and if they're not gonna kill you, I think it's okay. Maybe most if you have a travel insurance, you can even claim your insurance and get the money back from them. So I won't worry too much about that. Then another country which I actually really enjoyed was Morocco. And yeah, Morocco is the Middle East, and it's not very, I mean, it's very different from Latin America, of course. Oh, the people are more, well, how should I explain it? People in Latin America it's more open, of course. I mean, Morocco is a Muslim country. You are not, I don't feel as free there as I would feel in Brazil, for example, which is very open. But it's very cheap. I enjoyed the food as well. Taxis are cheap, the restaurants are cheap. There are lots of things, lots of sites to visit. Of course, they speak most people that speak French as a second language, so I also find it a good place to practice my French back then. So Morocco, yeah, was also a country which I really enjoyed. Yeah, and then of course there is Southeast Asia, and that's one of the reasons why I came to Thailand. Southeast Asia in general is just very good value for money. I think that countries like, especially here in Thailand, it might be a little bit too touristy. How many tourist camps, especially here, I'm staying in the center of Bangkok in Soi 11, lots of foreigners here, and also, well, taxi drivers try to scam you. Lots of prostitution on the streets going on as well. But in general, I think that countries like Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia as well, and Vietnam, maybe didn't like Vietnam that much as a traveler, but haven't stayed there for long enough time in order to make a good judgment about the country. But overall, these countries are easy. It's also easy to travel around here. Most people do at least speak a little bit of English. Yeah, so I would definitely recommend coming to Southeast Asia if you've never been here. And then I think a country or a region that people often forget is Eastern Europe, especially Ukraine is very cheap at the moment. I mean, after the war started, um, the currency collapsed, and it was Ukraine was already very cheap before the war, but now because of the currency, and I think now the currency is a little bit stronger than it was last year, but it's great value for money, and that's also one of the reasons why I'm going to Ukraine next month to in order to improve my Russian. I mean, you can go to a restaurant, especially if you're not staying in Kiev or Odessa. Well, those cities are also really cheap, but if you go to, let's say, Lviv, where I'm going, you can have really good meals in nice restaurants for maybe 3 or 4 euros, maybe 5, and then you have a really good meal. Also, taxis within the city center often is not more than 1 or 2 euros. So, and of course, there's lots of beautiful girls in Ukraine. That's an also recommendation for the singles, for the singles between us. So yeah, I think that Eastern Europe is often forgotten when it comes to traveling. That's it for now. If you, yeah, I would like to hear from you what your favorite country is. Let me know, and also tell me why you like that country so much. I hope you got suggestions from this and might have found some inspiration from this video to travel to one of those places that I mentioned. That was it for today, and see you tomorrow.